What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Christian Corey. You see the title and the thumbnail in today's video. A lot of stuff to talk about today. Injury updates from around the league. Also, we got to talk about what went down in St. Louis between the Phillies and the Cardinals. The Cardinals were pretty aggressive against those Phillies hitters, hitting Bryce Harper and Didi Gregorius in back-to-back pitches. We'll dissect that situation in today's video. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First, let's start off with these injury updates, shall we? First, we got Hyun-jin Ryu of the Blue Jays. It says Ryu was placed on a 10-day IL with right glute strain on Wednesday. Ryu originally suffered the injury during his Sunday start against the Rays, exiting the game in the fourth inning. Right glute strain, hopefully he's okay. I think your glutes are in your legs, right? He should be okay. Hopefully the legs are important to a pitcher, but he'll be fine. Hopefully, maybe he won't even miss a start. Could be, a little bit buggy for him as a pitcher, but he'll be okay. Next, the Cubs and Javier Baez. The Cubs optioned against placing Baez on the IL with left hamstring tightness after the shortstop worked out prior to Wednesday's game against the Braves. Quote, "He's moving well," said manager David Ross, who added that Baez could be back in the starting lineup as soon as Thursday. Well, that's really good. Next, we got Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the Marlins. The Marlins placed Chisholm on the 10-day injured list on Wednesday. The shortstop was removed from Tuesday's game against the Brewers after suffering a strained left hamstring running the bases. Next, we got Juan Soto and Steven Strasburg of the Nats. Soto, after left shoulder strain, took batting practice on Tuesday and told the team he did not feel discomfort afterwards. That's great. He has not been cleared to throw yet, however. So he feels good. He swung the bat. Hasn't thrown yet, but hopefully, if you can hit, I think he could throw. I think that's pretty good for Juan Soto. Hopefully that will turn out favorable for him and the Nationals. Next, we got Strasburg, who has right shoulder inflammation. He'll start throwing up to 150 feet on flat ground. Meanwhile, manager David Ross said the team is hoping the righty can throw off a mound, quote, real soon. So that's promising all around for the Nationals when it comes to Soto and Strasburg. Next, we got Yadier Molina and the Cardinals. It says the Cardinals placed Molina on the 10-day injured list with a right foot tendon strain on Tuesday. The veteran catcher has been swinging a hot bat, hitting 5 home runs and recording a .997 OPS in his first 19 games. So, this is good news and bad news for the Cardinals. So when it comes to the Cardinals and Molina, this is kind of bad news and bad timing because, honestly, Molina has been swinging a hot stick. 5 home runs already. He's been one of the few bright spots in that Cardinal lineup, which features guys like Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, who haven't hit their stride yet here in the early going. But that's bad news. Molina signed a 1-year deal with the Cardinals along with his battery mate Adam Wainwright to remain in St. Louis for one more hurrah. Framber Valdez and the Astros. The Astros pitching coach Ben Strom said Tuesday that Valdez has progressed to the point where he's ready to start facing hitters. Valdez fractured his left finger fielding a comebacker in his first start of spring training on March 2nd, but managed to avoid surgery. For Valdez, hopefully he'll bounce back. Hopefully that finger won't affect his pitching. I'm sure it's on his pitching hand, I would assume. But hopefully he can bounce back because they'll need Valdez and the Astros because they already got some guys down, including Verlander out for the year and some others. So he needs to come back strong for the Stros if they want to make a comeback here and make the postseason somehow here in 2021. But still a long ways to go, as you know. So that's all the injury updates from around the league. Next, let's talk about what went down in St. Louis between the Phillies and the Cardinals. Yes, Didi and Harper got hit in back-to-back pitches, and Joe Girardi, their manager, was not having it. All right, so if you did not see the situation that happened in St. Louis last night, I'll kind of explain it to you. So the situation is that the Phillies and the Cardinals are tied at 3 in the top of the 6th inning. There's nobody out, nobody on for the Phillies. And the first pitch, I do believe, to Bryce Harper was It wasn't even chin music. You've heard chin music where you brush the guy back. Well, this knocked the guy down and hit him in the face at, they're saying 96.9 miles an hour, which is like 97 miles an hour. I mean, the point is, it's that Bryce Harper got nailed with a 97 mile an hour fastball right in the face. And Cabrera, he was a lefty, so lefty on lefty. It didn't look good. And he got nailed pretty hard, and it was really scary. You've seen what happened with Giancarlo Stanton a couple years ago in Milwaukee, and that did not end well for him. Hate to see this happen to players, anybody, but especially with a guy such as Bryce Harper, who has been heating up as of late. So he got nailed in the face. That, ticked off some people, shook up Bryce, obviously, exited the game after he took his walk. But then, that really wasn't the problem. The problem was what happened next, is that on the very next pitch, the very next batter, which is Didi Gregorius, their shortstop, he got nailed in the ribs by Cabrera again on back-to-back pitches. Both pitches were fastballs. Fastball to Bryce Harper in the face, fastball to Didi in the ribs. Obviously, this got their manager, the Phillies manager, Girardi, really ticked off. He got him pissed, and rightfully so. Girardi stormed out of the dugout. Now, the reason why is because these umpires are so stupid is that they give both teams warnings. Why would you give both teams warnings? I hate that. Is that when something happens in a game and it's obvious that one team is the culprit and the other team is just a victim of circumstance, but then they both get warned, and that's what ticked off Girardi, and rightfully so. I'd be pissed too. And you're going to warn my team for doing what? We didn't hit guys back-to-back in the lineup, on back-to-back pitches, in the face and in the ribs, on fastballs nonetheless. I mean, John Kruk on the Phillies broadcast nailed it. He said if you can't be consistent on your fastball and locate it well and, not hit everybody, you shouldn't be in the big leagues. Because it's obvious you're not physically able to pitch in the big leagues. Now, again, maybe weird stuff happens. I'm sure he didn't mean neither one of the pitches. The first one, he felt terrible. The second one, I think he felt pretty bad. But again, it looks terrible. You nailed Bryce Harper in the face. You nailed the shortstop in the ribs. And then the umpires had the audacity to warn both sides. This guy should have been out of the game. And guess what happened? You know who they threw out? They threw out Girardi. For what? Arguing? This is ridiculous. The umpires handled this terribly. Absolutely, unequivocally horrific. I mean, think about it. You got Genesis Cabrera, who hit back-to-back guys in the Phillies lineup. Harper in the face, Didi in the ribs. He doesn't get thrown out. You warn both sides. But Nicholas Costa-frickin-Lanos slides to home plate. The pitcher covers home plate against the Cardinals again. He steps over the pitcher. He says, "Let's go," and he walks off. And he creates a brawl, and they suspend him. So you're telling me initiating a benches-clearing brawl is worse than hitting guys in the face and in the ribs on back-to-back pitches with fastballs in the major leagues? This is absurd. Major League Baseball has it all frickin' wrong. Bush League stuff, that these umpires don't have the kahunas to throw out a guy who hit back-to-back hitters on back-to-back pitches in the face and in the frickin' ribs. You don't even have the kahuna to throw the guy out. He's a Major League pitcher. You can't do that. It's so dumb that these umpires don't have a freaking clue of how to manage a game and manage conflict situations. It's stupid. Throw the pitcher's butt out of here. The umpires handle it horrifically. They should all be fired. Girardi handled it great. By the way, here is a message, an IG message from Bryce Harper and how he's feeling afterwards. I'll play it for you.
What up, everybody? Bryce Harper here. Everything feels good. Everything came back good. CT, all that kind of stuff. So, face is still there. So, we're all good. See you guys soon.
So, you saw what Bryce Harper had to say there on Instagram. He addressed the situation. Very pleased that he did. He let everybody know he's A-okay. Came out of there unscathed. Very smart by Bryce. So, that's all I got for today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts about what we talked about here today. And don't forget to tell your friends about these videos and share these videos and my channel. I would appreciate that. So as always, I will catch you later.